Hi, welcome back to Driven Mary Kay University, and this is National Sales Director Auri Hatheway, and today we are on Class 6 Recruit. And so we're just going to recap. An IPA is an income producing activity, and we have spent the grand majority of our time talking about income producing activities because that's what's going to make you the most amount of income. And so there are 4 of them, and it is book, coach, sell, recruit. And so we are on page 33, and today we're going to focus on our 4th income producing activity, recruit. And so you're going to draw your full circle success circle that looks just like this. You're going to draw your circle, and up at 12 o'clock it's book, at 3 o'clock it's coach, at 6 o'clock is sell, at 9 o'clock is recruit, and on the inside you're going to write full circle success. And so we draw this full circle success circle every time because repetition is the key to learning and practice makes perfect. Let's read this quote together from Mary Kay Ash. She said, "We do have a mission to share our love and our energies, our hopes, our dreams, our superior products, and our beautiful, abundant way of life. In doing so, you will be blessed beyond measure with all of the riches of life. That's living the Mary Kay dream." And so I just want to share with you that if you have not already started reading the Mary Kay autobiography, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you do so. The day you started your Mary Kay business was a really important day. But an even more important day is the day that Mary Kay got into your heart. And until you know the woman and you know the story and you understand the reason behind all of this, it's just not exactly the same. To know that Mary Kay Ash started this business not because she wanted to be a millionaire or a billionaire. That wasn't even at all it. She partnered with the underdog. She believed that women were worth more. She believed that women deserved more. She believed that we should be paid more. She believed we should have more choices. And if you believe that too, that's probably one of the reasons why you started a Mary Kay business. So recruiting happens enthusiastically from a grateful heart. And I want you to write that down somewhere, wherever you want in your book. Recruiting happens enthusiastically from a grateful heart. You may be nervous to share the Mary Kay business opportunity. Perhaps you don't want people to think that you're trying to recruit them. But I will tell you this, is that if you hesitate and don't share the Mary Kay opportunity, it is usually because you're thinking about yourself more than others. Because you're thinking about, oh, what if I mess up? What if I forget something? What if I don't say it the way my director? And that's really, if you think about it baseline, it's really from a selfish standpoint. You're not thinking about others. When you're thinking about others, you're thinking, gosh, what if she really needs this? What if this could be life-changing? What if this is the opportunity that could be the difference maker? So when you're thinking about others, it doesn't really matter how it comes out. No matter what you say, it's going to come out exactly right. And so Mary Kay Ash started this company with 4 founding principles. And you know some of them, which is God first, family second, career third, golden rule, service, that we treat others the way we want to be treated, right? And one of those is the go give philosophy. We go and give freely without expecting anything in return. And the very last one is, imagine there's a sign around her neck that says, "Make me feel important." And we are highly trained, and you are highly trained to treat other people importantly. And when we're focused on others, truly focused on others, what you know, what you don't know doesn't even matter. It just kind of like comes out of your mouth from a grateful heart. When your heart is grateful, it overflows in abundance. And so you'll start sharing the opportunity if you haven't already done so. Just like, oh my gosh, let me tell you about Mary Kay. Like, you're so excited because it's the best thing since sliced bread. And so I want you to just always imagine that there's a sign around her neck that says, "Make me feel important." That is our Mary Kay culture. So if you're looking at page 33, you'll see a letter A and a letter B, and there's really 2 ways to team build. And the first way to team build is at your appointments, okay? And we're going to go through these steps here today, but you'll see in the first green box that we play the satin hands game, we share our passionate eye story, and we play this Mrs. Cab or It's in the Bag game, and I'll talk about that. The next step is, we do a quiz on the back of our profile card, and you saw that last week as part of sales. There's a question in there there that has to do with team building, which is questions number 3 and 4. Then we have them watch a video for a 50% off coupon, and I'm going to cover that more in depth. We do hand out marketing flyers, beauty agreements. We ask question number 4 on the quiz. We have them do a marketing survey, and we invite them to a meeting. Okay. Now, the second way that we team build is we team build at our weekly success event, a Mary Kay event, or an interview. So this is an additional layering step beyond the skincare class, where we invite our potential team members to really see things in a different light. When they come to a meeting, it is important because she might like you, but she may not connect with you completely 100%. Let's pretend you're a mom and she's not. She needs to see women who are not moms being successful at this. What if she is a mom and you're not? She needs to see moms that are successful at this. Let's pretend you guys are in different age groups. Okay, she's younger than you, she's older than you. She needs to see women in her age group. Let's pretend that you're from different demographics. Maybe you're Latina and she's not. And so she needs to see women who are not Latinas being successful at this business. And so the Mary Kay Success Meeting shows a different viewpoint, and your future recruit more than likely needs that. Not only at our weekly success meetings do we recruit, but also at our Mary Kay events, or if you schedule an interview. And so there's a process there. We invite her, we RSVP her to our director, we send her a handwritten thank you card, we text her a reminder, we bring a swag bag to entice her or to thank her. We give her 50% off coupon any item of her choice, up to $55. We again give her a marketing flyer, a beauty agreement, a marketing survey, and then we close her out. And the way you close out your appointments is always the same when you're doing an interview, when you're sharing the Mary Kay business opportunity, and it's right there at the bottom of page 33. And it's just 3 simple steps. We ask a question, whatever her name is. And in this case, it's Mabel. Mabel, what did you like best about everything we talked about today? We want to know what she is highlighting in her mind. And this is something you don't want to forget, the thing that stood out to her the most. Well, what other questions do you have? And whatever questions she may have, you're going to answer those questions. And the last thing you say is, well, you answer all her questions. I mean, she has no more questions. You say, well, our next step is to complete your beauty agreement. And finally, our last step is to decide how would you like to take care of that? Would you like to do cash, check, or credit card? And so it's literally as simple as that. And so one of the reasons that our best sellers are always our best recruiters is because the way you close a sale is the same way you close a recruit. If you can close a sale, you can close a recruit. It's literally the exact same amount of confidence, and it's just a matter of memorizing the script. It's just like, well, this is the next step. This is what appealed to you the most. I answered all your questions. And then I just say, our next step is to complete the beauty agreement. So I only have one last question for you. How'd you like to take care of that cash, check, or credit card? And so that is truly how you add a team member. It's that simple. So if you turn to page 34, I'm going to give you Ari's team building tips. Okay. Tip number 1 is know the different avenues of income. There's a little chart here that kind of has just simple, kind of like summary of what is available to you in a full size on Mary Kay in Touch on the brochure Advance. And it tells you everything about team building, but this is just a short little summary based off of the number of team builders, the number of team members you have. You can see that your title changes. Not only does your title change, but so does your commission. Now, how does this work? I just want you to know when you add a team member, when you add a team member, you need to just remember that your team member makes 50% on everything she sells. Okay, she gets cash in her pocket. Now, whatever she produces, the company will send you a check telling you thank you for bringing her on board, and that check is called your love check. As your team grows, so does your love check. So it's a rather simple concept. You can see that the higher commission is based off of the higher number of team members. And there's a difference maker once you have 5 team members. At 5 team members, your commission more than doubles. So with your first team member, you're adding an additional 4% in commission in a love check. This comes straight from Mary Kay. With 3 team members, you now get to wear that red jacket, you get the title of Star Recruiter, and you still making 4% on all 3 of your team members. Now, once you reach 5 team members, something magical happens. You go from 4% to an automatic 9%. And you can choose 9 or 13%. And I know you're thinking, Ari, of course I want 13%. How do I get 13%? Are you ready? Are you ready to lead by example, by example, by example? When you sell $1,200 in a month and put $600 in your pocket and place your $600 reorder, guess what Mary Kay gives you? A 13% commission check, because you're leading your team by example. Now, when you don't have $1,200 in sales with a $600 reorder, you will make 9% on your team. Plus, there's an additional $50 bonus available to you. What are those $50 bonuses for? Well, when your team member decides to start her Mary Kay business with product, guess what? You get a $50 bonus. So there are different packages available to new consultants, and when she starts her business with 600 wholesale or more, you get a $50 bonus. And what is the reason for that? Well, statistics show that beauty consultants that start their Mary Kay business with product are so much more successful than beauty consultants who do not start their business with products. So this is just a thank you from Mary Kay for bringing on a successful team member. They already know she's going to be successful because she started with product, and you get a $50 bonus. Every time you add a team member that starts with product, you get a $50 bonus, starting with team member number 4, okay? So just so you know that. All right, and then you can see how many classes per month you would want to hold in order to add that many team members, okay? Now you'll notice that DIQ, Director in Qualification, is with 10 team members, and to grow into Sales Director, you're going to grow from 10 to 24 team members, and the company gives you a 4-month period to do that. All right, so that's just like a little tiny summary. You can get more information on In Touch. Okay, team building number 2 is play It's in the Bag game. So this is just a fun little game that I play at my parties, and I have my zipper pouch that came in my starter kit, and I put fun little props in here. You could put anything. I put a headband in here, and this is really for be your own boss. For the flexibility, you'll see that's the last one. Maybe I'll take these out of the bag in order. M is for money. Okay, M is for money. R is for recognition, and this is the very first prize I ever won from my Mary Kay Sales Director, and I keep it in here. It's this beautiful pink ice ring. Isn't that so pretty? So I put that in there. You could put anything you want in there, and there's ideas there. I do put a Mary Kay Compact in here, and this is for S, for self-confidence, okay? You could put a Matchbox car. This was a Christmas ornament I got one year, and it's a pink Cadillac, okay? And so you could put any car in there. You could paint it with a nail polish. And you want to put the Steps to Success brochure in there, and that represents advancement, okay? And this is extremely helpful to show people, and this really appeals to your D personality styles a lot, that they can move up the Mary Kay career path. And so they love to see this type of stuff, like where you can grow. So you want to put a Steps to Success brochure in there. And then, of course, we have the headband for Be Your Own Boss. You can also put in there something like this. This is a little pink timer, and it stands for, you know, being my own boss. I'm in charge of my time, okay? So the way that I play this game is really simple. I hand them out. I give everybody one, or I pass the bag around and say, okay, everybody take something out of the bag. And if you can guess the 6 top reasons why a woman would start a Mary Kay business, and what you're holding in your hand is a hint, I'm going to give you 2 tickets, okay? And just for them guessing, they get 1 ticket. But I don't really say that. So even if they're kind of like gun shy. So usually the person with the car starts, because this is the obvious one. She's like, cars. I'm like, that's right, 2 tickets. Let me tell you about the Mary Kay car program. And then the next person guesses, you know, oh my gosh, you look pretty. And you're like, yes, self-confidence. How many of you agree we all look better with just a little bit of makeup on? Right. And so I really grew in my self-confidence when I started taking care of my skin and learning how to wear makeup and, you know, things like that. and somebody's holding this, like, for the money. Yes, did you know that according to the Wall Street Journal, more women make over $100,000 a year in America than any corporation in America? So you just want to share fast, fun facts. And so this kind of like piques their interest. And when do you play this game? At the very beginning of your party, okay? And then they're like, oh, wow, and say, well, I want you guys to know that at the end, I'm going to share with you the fast, fun facts about how a Mary Kay business can change your life. And in exchange for listening, you get to give us your feedback, and your name goes into a raffle for a Michael Kors handbag. Who likes Michael Kors? Oh my gosh, so do we, because we have the same initials, which is so cool. And this is the cool thing is that if you win a Michael Kors handbag, so do I. And my national sales director always buys matching handbags, so there's no fighting, one for you and one for me. So we'll get to do that at the end. Are you guys ready to try some more products? Okay, so I kind of do this right after the satin hand set and right before I start the skincare class. And I do this game, and at the same time I share a little bit about me, okay? In the event you ever get like thrown out for a loop, like what's first, what's second, just as a reminder, the very back of your Mary Kay University manual has a party outline. And so you can just always follow the party outline. It's right there on cardstock, okay? So this is the It's in the Bag game, and this is on our Driven app, excuse me. This is on our Driven app. You can also print this out just to remember it, but just as a reminder, inside of your beauty book, sorry, I gotta reach for my props here. Okay, inside of your beauty book, right at the front is the Mrs. Cab label right there. M, money, recognition, self-confidence, cars, advancement, be your own boss. And that's where you write your I story. I'm going to talk about that, okay? So this is how you remember, to talk about the Mary Kay business opportunity, okay? So this is It's in the Bag, and it's a real simple way to share the 6 reasons women start a Mary Kay business, and then it just goes right back into my little bag, and then I put it right back into my starter kit. So this lives in my starter kit. It's in the bag. Okay, all right, so tip number 3 is memorize the 6 reasons why women start a Mary Kay business, and the initials are MRSCAB, and so you want to memorize those, okay? Number 4, you're going to play the satin hands game. Okay, what's the satin hands game? You want to put a satin hand set into your starter kit, and this is our icebreaker. It's like the very first thing we do as soon as we're ready to start, okay? Just a little tip here. I do not wait for everybody to get there for me to start. Usually once the majority of people are there, if there's somebody, oh, she's still on her way, I say, okay, I'm going to start with this. But by the time she gets here, we'll be doing the facial stuff. So really, satin hands is a perk for being on time, okay? So I give everybody the step 1 and step 2 of the satin hands. And then I say, okay, you're going to go to the bathroom and rinse these off. But who's competitive? Who likes to win? All right, when I say go, you're going to find a bathroom in Martha's house. The first one to wash her hands, dry them, and rinse everything off. And this already has soap. Don't add soap. And dry them. And come back here is going to get 5 tickets for the raffle. Are you guys ready? On your mark, get set, go! And they like run, okay? And so the first person back does get 5 tickets, okay? What they don't know is I say, oh yeah, her name was Jenny. Jenny, here's your 5 tickets. And guys know what? Guess who was the last one back? Sarah. And you know what that says about you, Sarah? You let everyone else win. That's really sweet of you. You get 5 tickets too. And they're usually like, oh, that's so nice. Okay, so who do you want to recruit? You want to recruit 2 people. You want to recruit the most competitive. She's probably like, I mean, we're just playing a game and she wants to win. Like, these are the type of people you want on your team. And you also want to recruit Sarah, the last one back. She's extremely loyal. The grand majority of Mary Kay is filled with women just like Sarah who care more about others than they do about themselves. She'd probably be like the perfect fit. So the party has just barely started, and you kind of already have a clue of who you really want on your team. Isn't that neat? So this is called the satin hands game. Okay, tip number 5, you're going to create a passionate I story, a passionate I story. Now I want you to put a star here next to number 5, because this is absolutely the most important tip I'm giving you out of all 10. This is the one that is the difference maker, okay? And so you're going to create a passionate I story to share at the beginning of your skincare class. Prospects will sign with you for only one reason, and that is because they connect with you. Now, people cannot connect with you if they don't know you or if they don't know your story. So if you don't share your story, you totally miss the mark. Your sales will even go down if people don't know you. You want to give people an opportunity to get to know you. And I'm going to tell you guys, in order for you to create a passionate I story, in order for people to get to know you, you have to be authentic, you've got to be honest, and that's going to require courage. It's going to require courage. You have to be willing, not only to be authentic and not only to be honest, but to be vulnerable, okay? And so that's really what creates connection. And so how do you create a nice story? Okay, Auri, how do I create a nice story? Okay, right there, there's 4 questions that you are going to answer. You're going to write out an answer. What is your why for starting your business? Now, in previous classes, I have stated to you that your why must be very specific. It cannot be generic, like, oh, enriching women's lives. I'm very passionate about enriching women's lives. That does not work, okay? It must be very specific. It cannot be generic, okay? And it has to be specific to you. And so that is a difference maker. It's got to look something like this. My why for my business is to take care of my elderly parents. They've retired. My dad had a stroke. They're not financially doing well. My husband and I were looking at getting an extra job when Mary Kay came in. And so Mary Kay has given me the flexibility to still be the primary caretaker of my parents, but at the same time make the income that I need to pay for their medicine. That is so specific. That is so raw. That is so authentic. That is what people want. It could look something like this. I'm so excited. My daughter's getting married this year, and my husband and I are paying for the wedding, and we are not going to go into debt. We decided to start a Mary Kay business. Not only is it going to pay for our daughter's wedding, but also it's going to generate income in the future as well too. Okay, that is specific. I started my Mary Kay business because I desperately want to be a stay-at-home mom. Right now, my kids are in daycare, and our goal, my husband and I have a goal that by the end of this year, I will be a stay-at-home mom. And that's a dream that I've always had. So I want to thank you guys once again for lending me your face. It's because of women like yourself that I'll be able to live out my dream one day. My goal right now is to get 30 practice facials done so that I could get my practice done so that I could become a professional. So thank you again for lending me your face. Okay, so do you understand how specific these are? Now, as you're hearing these, you're connecting with me, okay? That is what you want, a specific I story. Okay, so what is your why? What is your current goal? Did you notice with each one I stated a goal? I also stated a deadline for each one, when it would be done, by when I would be doing this. How life has changed since you started your Mary Kay business. This is probably the most important one that you need to share. And it's as simple as this. If you're like, I don't know, say, well, I think the biggest change I've seen so far in my life is hope, and hope is so powerful. I wake up with more energy. I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't feel as defeated. I see a way out for my family, and I want to provide that same hope for someone else that Mary Kay has provided for me. I think that is a huge difference maker. Now, that may not be it for you. The biggest change you've seen is, oh my goodness, people recognize me. They know that I exist. I can't remember the last time I got recognition at my job for anything, or I don't get as many thank yous at home as I would like, and I love that. So you want to share how life has changed for you since you started. This is important because when you first start, you don't see thousands of dollars. It takes a little season to get there, right? And so the intangibles are priceless. And if we don't verbalize those, people don't know that they're actually happening. They're kind of waiting for the financial results. Well, it's going to take a season to see that. And so you want to talk about the intangibles. And the last one is, what do you enjoy the most about your Mary Kay business? And that could look something like this. You know what I'm really enjoying the most is the girl time, because at my job, it's a male-dominated industry. It's all guys. I think I forgot I was a girl. And with Mary Kay, I'm really enjoying this girl time and enjoying about learning about how to be more feminine and more girly, and I really like it. Like, I've never done that before. So you could share anything. That was just my personal one when I started my Mary Kay business. So I'm going to read to you guys a sample I story here on page 35. I was motivated to start my Mary Kay business when I saw the income potential and the success my friend Karen was having in her own Mary Kay business. Our growing family has been struggling financially, and we decided to start a Mary Kay business to generate the additional streams of income we need in order to live a debt-free life. Our goal is to be 100% debt-free in 3 years. So my director gave me a challenge to complete 30 practice spaces in my first 30 days to get started, and I want to thank you guys for helping me reach my goal. Since I've started my Mary Kay business, life has changed a lot. Our family is more united under one vision and goal, and we have a sense of hope that we didn't otherwise have before. I'm really enjoying how much I've learned about business skills and the people that I've met. The women in Mary Kay are amazing. They're supportive, encouraging, and just the group and the company and just a group you want to hang out with. The women in Mary Kay, oh, I already read that, sorry. Okay, so now you know a little bit about me, and you know a little bit about Mary Kay Ash, the company, and you guys ready to try some more products? Okay, awesome. And as a reminder, at the end, I'm going to share with you how Mary Kay transforms lives. And just for listening and completing a survey, your name is going to be entered into a Michael Kors handbag raffle. So let's turn the page and let's get started with some skincare, okay? So at the end of your skincare class, you're going to share the Mary Kay business opportunity. I'm going to go through that, and then they're going to answer that question. What is their level of interest in starting their own Mary Kay business? Question number 4 on the back of the profile card. And that answer is what enters them into the Michael Kors handbag raffle. So how does your director get these entries? It'll be real simple. Let me show you a profile card. So this is Jenny, who was with us last week. She filled out the back of the profile card, and she numbered it 1 through 4. And question number 4, she was a 6. Okay, and notice that Jenny's name is missing and Jenny's phone number is missing. So I need to put in Jenny's name, Jenny's phone number, the date is right here, okay? And I'm gonna add my name to the bottom. I will take a picture of this profile card and I will send it to my Mary Kay sales director. The picture of this profile card enters Jenny into the Michael Kors handbag raffle, okay? That's it, it's real simple. Okay, so it's all right here on the back of the profile card. What if I want to give Jenny an I love your opinion form? If you would rather give her something like this, an I love your opinion form, you're more than welcome to. But if you don't have these, you don't know where to get them, you don't know where to print them, you don't want to hand out anything additional, you absolutely do not have to. And so the profile card, that does it. But that means you have to share the opportunity, because if you don't share the opportunity, she doesn't enter the raffle. So it makes sense. Okay. All right. So tip number 6 is be prepared. Be prepared. Okay. So what do I take to all of my parties? I have like this clear folder, and inside my folder, I have a few things. I have my set sheets, and the set sheet also has the Mary Kay business opportunity on the other side. The other thing that I have in here are Mary Kay beauty agreements. And when it's time to share the business opportunity, absolutely everybody gets a Mary Kay beauty consultant agreement. You can order these on section 2, and they come in a pack of 5. And I highlight what they're going to fill out. I sign my name at the bottom. I write in my director's name. I put stickers. I fill out the bottom left-hand corner. I already have it filled out, and I add the stickers and all that. And I want to share with you why. This is not a marriage contract. It just allows you to get your product at half cost. However, at half price. However, contracts can be scary. And so I just want to make sure that she has the opportunity to hold it, to feel it. She sees my name on it. And so if it's halfway filled out, guess what? She's probably just going to finish it. Okay. There's just this fear that comes in making the decision. But once you get going, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting kind of excited. Yeah, I do want to do this. Okay. So I do hand out agreements, physical agreements at my parties. Why? I believe the more agreements you throw up, guess what? The more that are going to come down, okay? There's something easy about having something tangible in front of you. That's it. It's almost like a rite of passage. Like, now, do we do the agreement online? We do. But now she gets to keep it. My director signed it. I signed it. It's good luck. She can say, I remember the day I filled out my agreement. It becomes more real than this virtual thing that just happens online. So I am a huge proponent of agreements and tangible, and let them hold it and let them read it and let them see that there's nothing to hide, instead of having to get together with her at yet another time to look at it all, to look at an online agreement. If she's a D or an I, we're going to talk about this in a second, she's probably ready to go. So handing out those agreements. So I'm always prepared. So in my folder, I have physical agreements. I do have some of these opinion cards. Sometimes I do want people to fill them out. You don't really need those. But things that you do need are the Mary Kay closing set sheet that has the marketing on one side and the steps to success for sure, right here. Okay, and that one's in Spanish, and I know I have an English one in here. Steps to success for sure. Okay, so this steps to success for sure is important too. It's a company pamphlet. If they want to take something home, this is what I let them take home. Okay, just keeping it real simple and real professional. Okay, these are professional. Agreements are professional. The steps to success brochure is professional. And so that's it. This goes right into my starter kit bag. It fits in there perfectly, okay? All right, so tip number 7. Tip number 7, memorize the closing questions. Memorize the closing questions. I just want to remind you guys that amateurs don't memorize scripts and professionals do. So there they are. I share the Mary Kay business opportunity, and then at the end, I just share with her, I say, now this is your last chance to get raffle tickets. So as long as you answer, I have a ticket for you. Okay, what appealed to you the most? Out of everything I shared about the Mary Kay business opportunity, what appealed to you the most? She answers, I give her a ticket. Okay, my second question is, this is totally your personal opinion, but I would love to know, why would you be great at this? Why would you be great at this? I'm gonna give you a tip here. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. There will be an awkward silence. Sit quietly and give them time to think. I think sometimes people say, well, I wouldn't be good at this. And I say, well, you're not really thinking out of the box. You're thinking that you wouldn't be good at this. I want you to imagine that you were good at this. What would you be good at? Okay. And so I encourage them to think in the opposite. Imagine that you were Mary Kay Beauty Consultant. What would you be good at? And sometimes we have people that are like, oh, I love people. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're not looking for the sales type. Oh, I know a lot of people with skin, you know. That's the one that I throw out there. By the way, if it gets really awkwardly quiet, I'm like, come on, you guys. Think out of the box. Think about this. Everybody you know has skin. Yay, you get a ticket. You know, so I like kind of break the ice with that. But I've heard people say, oh, I'm driven. I'm like, oh, I love that, because I have a dream, because I need flexibility, because I have goals, because I like makeup. And so these are the types of things that I like for people to reply with, and it just makes it interactive. And then the last question is, I would love to know, what is your level of interest in starting your own Mary Kay business? Without being a 5 on a scale of 1 through 10, no 5, where would you say you are? Now, just to let you know, a 1 would be, Auri, I'd rather starve to death than start a Mary Kay business. So you're not really, nobody's a 1. We wouldn't let them starve to death. You're at least a 2. And a 10 would be, I'm so excited on that one we were talking about. I want to start my business today. I'm a 10. Okay, so remember, you could put any number down, no 5, 2 through 10, 2 through 10. And this is also the answer to question number 4, so go ahead and write it down. And so they write down their answer and they say their answer, and I give them a ticket. And I have people say, oh, I would not be good at this. Like, I'm a 2. And I just say, thank you. I love our happy customers. And so it really takes away that negative air of, oh, I would never do this. You know, I'm like, oh my God, but thank you so much. We love our customers. Without our customers, we wouldn't be where we are. So thank you. And they're like, oh, okay. So it just kind of like flips it around on them. Okay. And so I'm going to share with you guys at the end how I share the Mary Kay business opportunity, so you kind of get an idea, but you've got to memorize those closing questions. I do want you to notice that on the last question, the last word out of my mouth is the number 10. Okay. So you don't want to say it like this. Do not say it this way, because this is probably what you're going to say had I not told you this. So listen carefully. I would love to know, what's your level of interest in starting your own Mary Kay business? You could be any number 1 through 10 except for a 5. And so what number are they thinking of? The 5, because that was the last number you said. So you don't want to say that. Notice the way the question is worded. What is your level of interest without being a 5, 1 through 10? So the last number out of your mouth is the number 10. So they're thinking about the 10, okay? It's very strategically placed, okay? So don't say 5 last. Say, without being a number 5, what is your level of interest 1 through 10? Really 2 through 10. I mean, nobody's a 1, okay? And then I give out tickets. Okay, tip number 8. Tip number 8, memorize common objections. Now, these are on page 37. You can read them on your own, but you do want to learn how to overcome common objections. Like, these are the ones you're going to hear over and over. Oh, I need to talk to my husband. Or, you know, I don't have enough time. I don't really wear makeup. I know someone who failed. They didn't make money. I need to pray about it. Like, all of the common objections. You want to memorize these. And there's a tip there at the top of page 37. Be pleasantly persistent in overcoming her objection, since usually the first 2 or 3 are fluff objections, when the third and the fourth are the real deal. So if you're not good at these, like the first 2 are like, oh, well, I don't really have the money, or da, da, da. By the time you get to number 3 and number 4, that's when you're really getting into what really truly is holding her back, okay? So you want to memorize these. Tip number 9, know your audience. Know your audience. You guys, if you don't know your audience, you might miss the mark, okay? So you got to know who you're talking to. Now, we do have a target market. Every company has a target customer. This is our target market. We're looking for women who are wives, moms, have a career, are older than 25, and they're positive. You might be wondering, okay, tell me, Ari, explain this to me. Well, she's a wife, she's committed to a marriage. If she's a mom, she's committed to children. If she has a career, she was committed to some type of schooling long enough to come out the other end with a piece of paper that says, I'm qualified to do this. Okay, so I don't care if she's a doctor or nail technician. She's got a career. It's different than going from job to job to job to job. She's actually got a career. One that I didn't mention yet, if she's a homeowner, she's committed to a mortgage. She's older than 25. Chances are she's become more mature and is more likely to follow up on her word. And the last one, probably my favorite one, is that she's positive. Now you're looking for women who have at least 4 of these 6 qualities, 4 of the 6, okay? Why is that? If she's a woman of commitment, 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 and commitment, she tells you she's going to be there Saturday morning. Guess where she's going to be? Saturday morning, she will be there with you at the beauty studio. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you want to narrow down the chances of finding people who are not people of commitment, okay? Things that we look for, and I would memorize these. These are awesome. We look, and say these at your parties, we look for busy people. We look for decision makers. We look for a person who is family oriented. We're looking for people who have more month at the end of the month than money. And we look for those that are not the sales type. Like, those are phenomenal qualities of what we're looking for. Knowing your audience also involves knowing these different personality styles, or the 4 personality styles, the DISC. DISC, okay? And I usually like to tell a little story about the animals, and I'll share that with you in just one moment. But there's characteristics of the DISC, and the reason why this is important, if you look at the bottom of the chart, you'll see that a D or an I is more likely to join instantly, versus an S or a C will require an additional layering step. Okay, and so you can tell who a D or an I are. They tend to talk faster and move faster than the S or the C. And so when you think about a panther, panthers are very much leaders. They're also decision makers. They're very direct, their bottom line. They are motivated by status. An eye is a peacock, okay? And so when you think about a peacock, they've got all their pretty feathers out, and they're like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me, and life is a party, and let's just party over here, and they go together in groups everywhere that they go. And so that's a peacock. And peacocks are all about influencing others. They love to influence others in their direction, okay? They're definitely people-oriented, they're carefree, they're the life of the party, they're prize-driven, they're social butterflies, they're a lot of fun, and they're people-oriented, and they join instantly because they don't want to miss out. And S is more like a dolphin. And if you know anything about dolphins, they're actually extremely consistent creatures. They live in the same place, they eat in the same place, they play in the same place, they sleep in the same place, and they have routines, and they have jobs that they do. And so dolphins are very much social creatures. So S's are very people-oriented, extremely predictable, loyal, stable, steady, security, social, and they make decisions a little bit slower. They just like to take their time. They're very security-based, and so this is an S, okay? And then we have the C, the owl, okay? The owl is known as the smartest animal, right? And so C's are information junkies. They're extremely interested in facts. They're punctual, they're exact, they're precise, they're perfectionist, they're organized, they're detailed, they're analytical, and they're task-oriented. A C would also require more time because they just have to think about it. They're that analytical type. And so you want to know your audience, okay? And so I love to tell this fun little story that a D, an I, an S, and a C went on a road trip, okay? And the D said, I'm driving. And the I said, fine, I don't care if you're driving, but I've got shotgun because I've got a fun playlist that I put together for this road trip. And the S said, okay, that's perfect. And I packed us all little snacks, and it's completely peanut free because I know, C, that you have a peanut allergy. And then the C says, that's fine, that's awesome. Just don't forget at 10:20, we have a stop to make, and people, we have 3 minutes, because if we don't leave at 10:23, we're gonna be late, okay? So the C is like in charge of all the details, the D just wants to drive, the I just wants to be the party, and the S is taking care of everyone, okay? So having said that, you kind of get an idea of where you fit in, okay? So know your audience. And tip number 10 I want to share with you is skipping steps does not build a rock solid foundation, okay? You do not want to skip any steps when it comes to adding a team member to your team. And what do I mean by that? Before someone fills out a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant Agreement, I want to make sure that I've done everything I'm supposed to do, okay? So for example, let's pretend she's a 10. Oh my gosh, I'm a 10, I'm so excited. It's like, yay, we have a 10, congratulations, fill out your beauty agreement. And you guys, I'm gonna call out our winner, and our very next step is I'm gonna take you guys one at a time into the living room. When you come over, bring your customer card. Make sure you bring this card that I shared with you with all the sets with you. And when you come over, you'll have the opportunity to let me know what it is you wanna take home, and we're gonna set a date for your second date. We're gonna have so much fun at your second date. All right, so Maria, why don't you come first? And so Maria comes over. Let's pretend Maria was my 10, okay? Her agreement is literally sitting in front of me, like she has it filled out. Let me get one out so you guys can see what that would look like. Okay, and so she sits down. I'll say, oh my gosh, Maria, I'm so excited for you. But before we look at your agreement, let me just take a look here at your customer card. Oh, it says here that you'd like to take home the I Deserve It All bag. That's awesome. Let me write that up for you. And I literally close out her sale, and I say, okay, do you want to do cash, check, or credit card? And I just point and I smile like I teach you guys. Okay, perfect. Here's your entire roll-up bag. Okay, and it says that you do want to get together or get free stuff. So let's pick the day that works best for you. Is this week good for you, or is next week more like what you had in mind? And I go ahead and pick out a day and say, okay, I'm going to text them a save the date invite, and it looks just like this. Here's one on my phone. You can take a look at it. And so Maria, when I send them this save the date invite, it'll say, save the date for a fun pampering session at your friend Maria's house. Reply to me via text for a cute gift. And then I put my name, Auri, and it says Maria's favorite Mary Kay girl. Super simple. Okay, awesome. And then I know that you're a 10, which is so exciting. You've already filled out your agreement, which is so awesome. So let me tell you what we're going to do, Maria. These invites that I'm sending out, this party that we just booked, guess what? This is for you. She's like, it is? Yes, this is actually going to be your grand opening. I'm still going to send out all the invitation. I'm sure you probably want to invite more people. We're going to talk about that. So let's talk about your next step is now that you filled out your agreement. My director, Daisha, is going to call you to welcome you to our team. And she's going to ask you to pretend that it's your wedding and you have no budget, and you're going to make this pretend wedding list, because our goal is to let everyone know about your new Mary Kay business, okay? So what I want you to do is just keep making a list, and I'm sure she'll call you today or tomorrow, and she'll schedule you for your new consultant orientation. Okay, so that's exactly what I do when I have a 10 on the spot. Okay, why do I book for second dates? Are you ready? Number 1, to teach her how to book. If you don't book her second date, guess what? When are you going to teach her how to do her makeup? Well, I'm going to book her second date because I have to do her makeup so that she learns how to do it. But number 1 reason is to teach her how to book. Because if I don't book her, she'll never see how to get booked or how to book people or to even expect people to book a second date. So I'm creating an entire level of expectation for her future business. Okay, the second reason I book her is to see her again. Let's pretend she goes home and her husband says, are you crazy? You can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And she calls me, oh my gosh, I have to cancel my husband. I said, okay, not a problem. I won't enter your agreement, but I'll still see you Saturday. It'll be your second date. Just let him know that you had booked a Mary Kay party, but you didn't fill out your agreement. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. Later on in another conversation, say, hey, Maria, by any chance will your husband be there Saturday? I'd love to meet him. No, I don't know. I said, well, you know, if he wants to stick around, that would be pretty awesome. Maybe he could get a different point of view or a different perspective. And then maybe he'll change his mind. Okay. Do you see how this is working? So if I hadn't booked that second date and she canceled her agreement, guess what? I'm up a creek without a paddle. But because I did book the second date and her husband had a conniption fit, I still have a backup plan. I'm still going to hold her party. Okay. Chances of that party holding are very high. Number 1, because I already sent out all the invitations. Okay. Because I had the guest list. But number two, because there's this remorse and guilt that she feels for having to cancel, okay? She feels really embarrassed, and so she's not gonna cancel that party. And number three, she wants her makeup, okay? All right, why do we close her sale first, okay? Did you all notice that I sold her an I deserve it all bag, even though she's filling out? And you're thinking, why wouldn't she get it at half price? Well, really think about it. Her starter kit won't get here for a few days. Then by the time she goes to orientation and places her order, we're talking about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, okay? What product is she using between now and then? Not Mary Kay. And so my number one goal, if I signed you today, my number one goal is that you go home with Mary Kay skincare. You must put the product on your face every morning and every night. If you even think you're gonna make a buck at this, because there's no way you're gonna make money on this if you're not even using the product. Like, how can you sell it from a point of integrity? So I'm not gonna rob her of her ability to make money. It's not because I need to make money right now. It's because I want her to make money in the future. So why do we close her sale? Number one reason is to teach her how to sell. When you don't close someone's sale, they're very confused. But how do I make money? Because she never wrote you a check, she never handed you a credit card, and you never gave her products. She doesn't really, there's a confusion there, okay? Number two reason why we close her sale. So she falls in love with Mary Kay every morning and every night. By the time her starter kit arrives, she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Because she's been using Mary Kay on her skin for a week now, okay? All right, and the third thing on here, the third box is when she buys the product. What does that tell you about her? It tells you two things. Number one, it tells you she loved Mary Kay enough to spend her money on it. She loves Mary Kay enough to spend her money on it. What does that mean? And you can put this in parentheses next to it. Buy-in. She has buy-in. You guys, when people say that they want to sell this, but they don't even buy anything, I always ask myself, does she really want to sell this? Like, how can you sell something you weren't even gonna buy? Like, it's hard for me to process that thought. Like, if you want to sell this, it's because you were sold. True? Like, when I refer you to a movie, it's because I was sold on it. If I tell you, oh, you got to read that book, it's because I was sold on it. If I tell you to go to that restaurant, it's because I was sold on it, because I ate there. How can I tell someone, oh yeah, go to that restaurant, it was so awesome, and I never even went there? Like, I can't do that from a point of integrity, right? And so we need to close our sales because it allows her, it allows you to show you how much she really loved Mary Kay. Okay, the number two reason, when she buys a product, what does that tell you about her? Number two, she loves herself enough to spend money on herself. And that is one of the characteristics you're looking for, women with high self-esteem. Women with high self-confidence can run a successful business, okay? This is not just pretending they can run a business. No, they're actually running a successful business. And so, I don't skip any steps because number one, if I want to teach her how to book while I'm making money. I want to teach her how to sell while I'm making money, okay? Instead of having to take time out of my life to teach her and I'm not making money, okay? I'm still making money at this party and it's all happening at the party. So your party is actually training for your future recruits. The way you do things is the way they're going to do things, okay? All right, and my very last tip that I want to share with you is tip number 11 is know your available resources. On our Driven app, there is a team building section. It has a lot of fun videos. Something else that's on our app, if you go to send an invite, you can send someone the watch and win text message with a link to watch all of the videos and fill out that survey so that they can get a coupon of half off of any item of their choice, and your Mary Kay sales director will call her to follow up with her. Also, everything is available on drivenarea.com. So if you're like, oh, I don't have a smartphone, I don't really use apps, it's the exact same thing on drivenarea.com, and you can go to Mary Kay Opportunity, and that's where the video survey is, or you can go into the website and go to team building. Also, your weekly success meeting, and guess where the invitations are? On the Driven app or at drivenarea.com. An interview with your Mary Kay sales director, one-on-one with her. That's another resource that's available to you. The Mary Kay has a YouTube channel that has iStories on it. They're also on the Driven app and on drivenarea.com. And if you really want to show someone a holistic picture that is extremely organic of what Mary Kay is like, just do a search on the hashtag MyMKLife. You're going to see the lifestyle and the culture of Mary Kay. All right, so how do I share the Mary Kay business opportunity? At the end of my skincare class, after we've done compliment time, after we played the back of the card game, after I shared with them all the sets, and after they have completed questions 1, 2, and 3, I say, okay, now it's time to enter the Michael Kors handbag raffle. Our hostess with the mostest has made us some goodies, so Martha's gonna bring that out. And while you guys listen to how when Mary Kay changes women's lives, I'm gonna share with you the fast fun facts you guys can eat, okay? So take this sheet that I gave you and just flip it over to the back, and you're gonna see how to start your own success story. So I just want to share with you how Mary Kay beauty consultants make money. As a Mary Kay beauty consultant, you can have a hobby business, and notice that I use the word you, not I. I have a hobby business, you. I talk as if they're already Mary Kay beauty consultants so that they could see themselves as a beauty consultant. It really casts vision, okay? So I say you can have a hobby business, you can have a part-time business, or you can have a full-time business. You'll notice that full-time in Mary Kay as a beauty consultant is really 20 hours a week, okay? So let me share with you the 3 ways that you make money as a Mary Kay beauty consultant. You make 50% on everything you sell. So that means you buy a product for $1 and you sell it for $2. Now the #1 question I get is, how much do I have to sell? Are you ready? Whatever you want. So if you want to make $1,000, you're going to sell how much? And I ask them a question to engage them. $2,000. If I want to make $500, how much do you sell? You're going to sell 1,000. That's exactly right. And so you sell whatever you want. You don't have any quotas, because Mary Kay wanted you to have a relationship with your customers, okay? Not only do you not have any quotas, you also have no territories. So should you move from this city, you can keep all your customers here, maintain them, and start growing a new customer base wherever you move to, okay? So this is the first way that you make money. Now you make 50% at your facials, you make 50% at your parties, you make 50% on your website. Your website, you're open for business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You make 50% on the go, just as you're doing life at work. If your coworker's like, oh, I love your mascara, and my favorite way to make 50% is you make 50% on your reorders. So just this week, I got a reorder from my customer from my very first party that I did 13 years ago. So imagine that you went to work 13 years ago and then you never went back. Would you be making money on that? No, probably not. And so that is called residual income, making money on something when you did the work a long time ago. So I love the residual income, and you're going to make 50% on all of your reorders. And this is the first way you make money. The second way that you can make money in a Mary Kay business is through the use of our Mary Kay career card program. And you'll see the picture of the Mary Kay pink Cadillac, and I also had this for sure that showed you the Mary Kay cars. The first car you can earn is the Chevy Cruze. Or you could take cash option of $425 a month. The second car is a Chevy Equinox or a Ford Fusion, or you can take cash option of $500 a month. And then we have the pink Cadillac, or $900 a month, the trophy on wheels. Now you can take car or you can take cash. I want you to take a moment and I want you to imagine your life without a car payment. Imagine that you didn't have a car payment. What would you do with the additional funds? Would you have more flexibility? Would you have more freedom? Would you be able to go on vacation? Would you live a debt-free life? That is the power of the Mary Kay Career Card Program. My Mary Kay sales director drives the Mary Kay pink Cadillac. I know directors that drive this car. I know beauty consultants that drive this car. The cars are real, okay? So you make 50% on everything you sell. You have the opportunity to earn the use of a Mary Kay career card or take the cash option. So imagine life without a car payment. And there's still one more way you make money is you can build a team. And it's a real simple concept. At your party, you share how Mary Kay changed your life. And someone there says, oh my goodness, I've been looking for something like this. And she joins your team, okay? She joins your team. Guess how much she makes on everything she sells? 50%, that's right. And guess what? The company sends you a check telling you thank you for bringing her on board. And that check is called a love check. And it's a real simple concept. As your team grows, so does your love check. So my sales director, her highest love check in 1 month has been over $17,000 for 1 month. And when I first heard of that, I thought, oh my gosh, if I can make a half of a half of a half of that, I will try this. And that's one of the reasons I started my Mary Kay business. I was extremely motivated that by helping others, I could receive a love check. And in addition to that, I would make 50% on everything that I sell. So this is the 3 ways that you make money as a Mary Kay beauty consultant. You make 50% on your sales. You can earn the use of a Mary Kay career card or take the cash option. And you'll get paid a team building commission, a love check on the team that you build. What are the perks of a Mary Kay business? Well, the tax benefits. As a business owner, you get tax deductions. The tax laws in this country were created to benefit business owners. You can deduct your mileage, at almost 60 cents a mile. Your internet connection, your cell phone bill, that would be your main business line. You just say, hi, thank you for calling your Mary Kay Beauty Consultant, right? Entertainment and travel expenses, as well as supplies, such as in your home office, you have a printer and toner and internet and all of that, okay? What are the advantages? Like I mentioned, there's no quotas or territories. We do train you for free. I receive free training. We do a Mary Kay University where we teach you everything. We have a weekly success meeting, and we come and we get recognition and we get education, and it's awesome. You have the opportunity to earn diamonds. Mary Kay has this phenomenal program called the Court of Sales, where you earn diamond rings, diamond bumblebees. My sales director has earned over 50 carats in diamonds, and I love that. And so here's a picture of some of the diamonds that you can earn as a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant. And so you just show them, you know, from the brochure. Also, another perk is you can have a website, and it's only $30 for your first year as a Mary Kay consultant. The Family Security Program, as a national sales director, you retire when you're 65 and they pay you a check every month until your 80th birthday. You can live life on your own terms. You can have that freedom, that flexibility you've dreamed of. You know, nobody calls me, nobody bothers me, but I'm motivated because I have a goal. Like I mentioned at the beginning, my goal is to help my elderly parents. That motivates me so much because before Mary Kay, I didn't know how I was going to do that. So I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, and that you can achieve success, and that you can enjoy opportunities and reach your goals. I think I forgot I was a champion. You know, in corporate America, there really wasn't a way for me to win. And in Mary Kay, I remembered that I was a champion. And you have the opportunity to enrich other people's lives. I think that when someone joins my team, that would be the ultimate motivation to me, to know that I had a small part in helping someone else have this much joy, this much excitement about her future. That would be life-changing. Our company philosophies are God first, family second, and career third, and the golden rule, to treat other people the way we want to be treated. How do you start a Mary Kay business? You fill out a Mary Kay Beauty Consultant agreement. I just passed these out to you guys a minute ago. If you pull it out, I'll explain to you how this works. And when you fill out this Beauty Consultant agreement, you get a Mary Kay starter kit, and it has over $400 worth of products inside. But guess how much it is to start? What does it say there? That's right, it's $100. And I'll walk you through this just so you know this is not a marriage contract. This just allows you the right to get your product for $1 and to sell it for $2. What you do with the business is totally up to you. So you'll see that you put in your first name and your last name, and then you put in your address, and a super cute UPS guy shows up at your door with your Mary Kay starter kit. Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he's gonna be super cute, but I hope so. You put in your license number. This is you could drive your free Mary Kay car, and then you answer all the questions. You'll notice that it asks for your social. This is so that you get those tax benefits. If you don't have a social, leave it blank. You don't pay taxes, so you don't get tax benefits. But just as a reminder, the tax laws were created for the business owner. And then you'll see at the bottom left-hand corner, it's 100 plus tax and shipping, and your total is, and you'll state your total. I just have a few questions for you, but I want to remind you that this really has changed my life, my director's life, my recruiter's life, and life many women that I know. And if you've been looking for something more, you've been asking God for something more, maybe this is it. And so thank you for listening with an open heart. And so I just have a few questions, and if you answer a question, last chance for a raffle ticket. Okay, what was your favorite thing that you heard about the business opportunity? I would love to know. This is totally your personal opinion, but why would you be great at this? Why would you be great at this? All right, my last question is, what is your level of interest in starting your own Mary Kay business? If you could put a number on it without being a 5, 1 through 10, okay? So you could be any number except for the 5, because that's a chicken. You guys are way too cute. This is not a chicken coop. 1 through 10. A 1 would be, Auri, I'd rather starve to death than start a Mary Kay business. And a 10 is, I really want to start my business today. Thank you for sharing. I really want to change my life and my circumstances. What's your number without being a 5, 1 through 10? And they answer, and I give them a ticket. Okay, whatever number you just said, write that down on your card, on the back of your customer card. That is your answer to the last question. And that will enter you into the Michael Kors handbag raffle. Okay? And then I say, okay, you guys ready for shopping and winning? Yay, let's call out our raffle ticket winner, and I'll take you guys one at a time into the living room. And so that's how I share the Mary Kay business opportunity. You probably rewind and watch this and see that it doesn't take more than 5 minutes, because at the beginning of the party, I already shared my passion and I story. I already did the It's in the Bag, the 6 reasons why women start a Mary Kay business. I kind of warmed them up, and then I close with just reading this. I literally read it. And so that's basically how you share the Mary Kay business opportunity. Okay, so we've come to the end. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to write down your 1 minute takeaway. your 1 minute takeaway. What was the thing that really stood out to you the most about this class? Your 1 minute takeaway. So let me give you a minute to do that. Okay, now that you've got your 1 minute takeaway written down, let me give you a tip. My tip is to take Mary Kay University again and again and again, because repetition is the key to learning and practice makes perfect. It takes human beings 7 times hearing something for something to really stick. So if you're thinking, oh my goodness, how am I gonna ever remember all this? Take it again and again and again. And guess what? When you take it again, next time, make sure you have your new team member with you, because inevitably she's gonna ask you a question and you're gonna be like, oh, I do know this because this is my second time taking this class, and you're gonna feel like the expert, and she's gonna be asking you the question. So you're gonna take Mary Kay University a few times before it all starts to sink in, okay? So here's your challenge, and then I have a few more tips, all right? So don't hang up. All right, the first challenge I'm gonna give you is to complete 5 team building surveys. 5 team building surveys. You can send them the link with the script right from the Driven app on Send an Invite, okay? Now your goal is to do 5 this week, all right? Challenge number 2 is any potential team members that you have, I want you to invite them to your weekly success meeting. And how are you going to invite them to your weekly success meeting? It's very simple. You're going to say, oh my goodness, I know that you're interested in Mary Kay, and I would love for you to be my guest of honor at my weekly success meeting Monday at 7. What are you doing Monday night? You want to find out what she's doing Monday night. Say, well, I want you to know I'm going to pay you to go. This is going to be really simple. I know that you really wanted that day solution, but it was out of budget for you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it to you at half off. I have a coupon for you to get your day solution at half off, so I'm literally paying you to go. And I want you to know that you could leave there as a happy customer. That is totally okay. But I just want you to go and listen with an open heart, because if this is for you, I would want for you to really get a full picture of what this is all about, okay? And then the last thing is, I want you to set a date to earn your Mary Kay red jacket. Now you earn your red jacket when you have added 3 team members to your team. But if you don't set a date, it's never gonna happen. You've gotta set a date for when you're gonna earn your red jacket and make it sooner rather than later. Okay, here's a few more tips that I wanna share with you. If you have not already done so, make sure you see the video that I did on how to match foundations. Also, if you've not already done so, make sure you see the video on how to do a second date makeover, all right? Also, how to pack easily for your appointments. And the last one is how to complete your weekly accomplishment sheet. So these are all right here on our YouTube channel or on our Driven Area app. As a reminder, in order for you to graduate from Mary Kay University, you do need to submit your weekly accomplishment sheet every single week. The week ends on Saturday, and you want to make sure you submit it to your Mary Kay sales director before you get to your weekly success meeting, okay? And you need to hold 3 parties while you're taking Mary Kay University over the course of those 6 weeks, and of course finishing all your classes and completing your entire manual. All right, well, thank you so much for being here with me today. Make it a powerful, pink, and on purpose week, and congratulations on completing Mary Kay University. I love you. Bye.